So that is called hawthorn berry. This is a berry that grows wild in the Seattle area. There are a whole bunch of hawthorn berry trees in Marymore Park. On my property, I have a bunch of them. You'll walk by it and not even look at it. But there's one French naturalist, herbalist. He said, every time I walk by a hawthorn berry, I take my hat off and bow down to it because it is so useful. Yeah. Hawthorne. Okay. You have this in India also. I don't know the Indian name, but the Latin name is Cragus. Crateaegus. Crateaegus.
So these plants survive here?
No, it's a tree. It goes growing everywhere. You just don't recognize it. No one ever pointed it down to you. It grows everywhere. Everyone ignores it. They think it's some useless tree. But actually, if you knew how good it was for you, you would also take your hat, or if you have a hat, or you'd have done the buds to it.
So you can plant it as well then?
Yeah, definitely, of course. So these are berries. They don't look like much. There's different qualities of hawthorn berries. Some are not exactly juicy fruits, but there's more flesh and sometimes they're a little sweet. Others like this are not very juicy, not sweet at all, but they're edible anyway. But what you do is you pick them, you dry them, and then all winter long you make a tea with this. And what I usually do is I mix it with rose hips. The rose hip is full of vitamin C. And I also put in red clover. In fact, I have some here, I'll get it in a minute. And I have plenty of red clover at the farm, we dry it. So this will, when I say dilate, it makes the capillaries a little bigger. So when they get bigger, blood pressure goes down. Why is blood pressure high? Because the capillaries have been weakened and there's sludge, they call it cholesterol, but there's some sludge that's just like if you have pipes, lead pipes in your house. After a while there's some sediment that builds up in the pipes, and then after some time the water doesn't go through anymore, or the water comes out very slowly. Then you have to change all the pipes. Well, the same thing happens with the capillaries and the veins and the blood and the arteries. Sludge develops, and there's different causes of it. The doctors always talk about cholesterol, but they say there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. But the main thing that causes the blockage of arteries is called fibrin, Fibrin. When there is a imbalance between potassium and sodium, fibrin is flowing through our blood system, and it is the thing that when you get a wound, it creates a scab and stops the bleeding, right? So it precipitates out of the blood and causes coagulation, and then eventually your bleeding stops and there's a scab, right? And that's caused by the fibrin. But if there's an imbalance between sodium and potassium in the body, like eating too much salt or not getting enough potassium, then the fibrin precipitates out and forms a sludge or a very sticky substance that gets stuck to the wall of our artery or vein or capillary, and then the hole through which the blood goes becomes smaller. Now, when it becomes smaller, the heart has to beat harder to push it through. Then your blood pressure goes up. Right? Just because it's a sign that the blood vessels are getting blocked. You know. And then when it gets completely blocked, you have a heart attack. You know. So I had one friend of mine in Delhi. He was a Marwari gentleman, very wealthy, but undisciplined, completely undisciplined. So I told him one day, I said, Prabhu, I said, you know, you keep eating all this junk. I said, you're going to have a heart attack. So I'm not worried. I said, why not? So all the Marwaris, they go to Houston. There's a doctor there that does bypass surgery. I don't have to worry about anything. If I have any problem, I just get into an airplane, I fly to Houston, I get bypass. So, you know, I mean, that is like the ups, you know, the zenith of stupidity, right? Rather than adjust your diet, he says, I don't have to worry. We have this doctor. We go to him. He does bypass surgery.
How many bypasses he can do?
Yeah, how many bypasses? You know. So I mean, it's completely stupid, right? So we always go by the wisdom. An ounce of prevention is worth tons of cure. So here are simple, inexpensive herbs. Some of these you can pick wild. The rose hips and the hawthorn berries, you can pick them wild right here in the Seattle area. In almost every park, there are different types of rose bushes, wild rose bushes, and the hip, that little red bulb that you see at the end after the rose goes away, the petals go away. In the fall, it develops into it's called a hip, but that red bulb, that contains the seeds, and it's full of vitamin C. And so you pick that, and then that red skin you take off, and that's what this is. It's full of vitamin C. It's like more vitamin C than an orange. And
lemon.
yeah, and it has other things in it that are very good besides vitamin C. So you combine these two. You can also add some cinnamon. You can add some red clover, which I'll show you in a minute. And you have a wonderful tea. It tastes good, and it dilates the blood vessels. It relieves blood pressure, or brings it down because it makes the blood vessels bigger. Okay, so then okay, so this hawthorn berry, there's been extensive research done on the extracts. An extract is basically making a tea of this. And it opens up the coronary arteries. This improves the blood and oxygen supply to the heart. It decreases bad cholesterol. And it's safe to use. There's no, bad, let's say, corollary effects of it. It has no bad side effects. And it also improves the collagen matrix of the arteries, veins, and capillaries. In other words, there's a matrix, like a web of collagen that permits the arteries to expand and retract, right? So it improves that elasticity of the arteries, veins, and capillaries. And there's a lot of research been done on this. This is not only folk herbal lore, but there's been scientific research that you can access on the internet. And it has a thing called oligomeric procyanthins, or OPCs, and these are called flavonoid-backed compounds. And these things dilate, open up, and smooth the vessels of the coronary arteries. Okay, so in folk tradition, in Europe and in Western countries, they drink a tea made with this all year round. And it, let's say, it relaxes you also, and it improves your heartbeat and improves the whole heart and blood system. Okay, so Another traditional heart herb is ginger. It's very, very effective for bringing down, for relieving angina or tight and painful chest due to bad circulation, because it improves blood circulation. Like cayenne, it improves digestion. When you improve digestion, then it also helps headaches. People get headaches because they have very poor digestion, and the blood is sort of collecting in the stomach, intestinal area, and there's less blood going to the head. So therefore, when you take good digestive herbs like ginger or cayenne, it improves the digestion, and then it improves the blood circulation. Therefore, there's more oxygen circulating around. So, ginger helps lower cholesterol and blood pressure, which benefits the heart. And it has this anti-angina benefits as well. Angina pectoris, like I said, is a form of heart disease that causes moderate to severe chest pain. Okay, so also ginger is an antioxidant that protects the blood vessels from damage by free radicals. In other words, when you eat foods that are undigestible, such as fried foods, meat, and other things, the byproducts of the fact that they're sitting in the intestines and putrefying is not only bad smells and burping, but there's toxic things that end up going into the bloodstream. And some of those toxic things are called free radicals, and they attack. A free radical is something that's missing one hydrogen atom. So it attacks healthy cells to get what it's missing. So it deteriorates those cells, and therefore it damages the blood vessels. So ginger is a good antioxidant. And then another food that helps the heart is called purslane, and it relieves pain in the chest and so forth. Why? Because purslane has a lot of antioxidants, again, that neutralize the free radicals and protects the cells from damage caused by free radicals. And it prevents heart disease. It also has omega-3 fatty acids and other beneficial oils that help heart disease, just like flaxseed and nuts and so forth. So purslane, I have plenty of it growing at the farm. This is eaten in South India also, in Tamil Nadu and in Andhra Pradesh. It grows all over the world. It's a weed. Most people think that, what is this? And use some herbicide to get rid of it. Don't do that. This is one of the most nutritious vegetables in the whole world. And let me give you a little more information about the purslane. See, what we don't understand is Krishna has arranged for herbs to grow wild. And if you can know them, you don't even have to go to the supermarket. You can, especially in the summertime, you should go pick them wild. Or you can have a garden where you let them grow wild. And you can live off of this. In fact, many people in native cultures, like in Africa and in India, They eat greens that grow wild in the garden. There's a whole bunch of them. In fact, I'm going to have a special seminar on all the different wild growing greens in the Seattle area that you can pick. You probably have them growing in your garden also, if you have a backyard. And we usually get rid of them in order to have grass, green grass. Grass is useless. Actually, grass is not useless. You can actually benefit from grass also, but not the grass that you, the commercial stuff that you spread it like this and it grows. But grass is also nutritious if it's natural. Okay, so the purslane, I'll give you a little bit of understanding of it. It prevents cataracts. It prevents heart disease. It has anti-aging properties. It helps prevent angina, asthma, cardiac arrhythmia, chronic fatigue syndrome, depression, gingivitis, headache, high blood pressure, intermittent claudication. Claudication means you get a pain in your left arm or in your chest or somewhere.
Leg.
Huh? Your leg, yeah. You get a pain in your leg, you know, and the muscles tighten and you feel very uncomfortable. It helps to prevent that. And we'll explain why in a second. And then also, it's good for multiple sclerosis, psoriasis, shingles, skin problems, tendinitis, wrinkles, yeast infections. This little wild herb. So, they don't even, I mean, very few of the stores sell it. Maybe sometimes you can get it in a health food store. One second, I just have to take this one off. Hello? Yeah. Yeah.